Hey everyone, we live in a world that just feels like it's running on stress and burnout, doesn't it? We're always looking for the next modern solution. But what if a really powerful answer has been waiting for us in an ancient text? Today, we're diving deep into the Bhagavad Gita to see how its timeless wisdom can help us win the most important battle there is, the one that's happening inside our own minds. Okay, so let's jump right in with a huge question, one that you hear a lot in modern philosophy, especially with fans of Stoicism. It's a real head scratcher. If the world is totally unpredictable and the results are pretty much out of our hands, then what's the point? Why even bother trying to do good or make things better? And here is that conflict in black and white. On one side, we have this deep-seated need to act, to do the right thing, to make a difference. But on the other side, we're constantly smacked with the hard truth that we just can't guarantee the outcome. And that tension, well, it can leave you feeling paralyzed, full of anxiety, or just wanting to give up altogether. So, how do we act in a meaningful way when everything feels so uncertain? To find an answer, we're not going to look in some modern self-help book. Nope. We're going to turn to an ancient battlefield, right in the heart of the great Hindu epic, the Mahabharata. This is where we meet Arjuna. He's a legendary warrior, but right now he is completely falling apart. He's on the brink of this massive battle. He looks out across the field and he sees his own cousins, his respected teachers, his family, and he just freezes. Now, this isn't just some ancient story. It's a powerful metaphor for our own inner battlefields, right? Those moments when we're crushed by impossible choices, or torn between our job and our family, or when what we believe in just doesn't seem to line up with the real world. So, in response to Arjuna's total breakdown, his guide, Krishna, drops this principle that just changes everything. It's called nishkama karma. And the idea is actually pretty simple, but it is profound. Act, but act without getting attached to the results. It's all about focusing on the quality of your action, whether you're launching a company or just posting your art online, and not on the reward or the paycheck or the number of likes you hope it's going to get. And this all boils down to one incredibly powerful, perspective-shifting verse. What it's saying is that your domain is the work itself. Your right is to your effort, your duty, your action. The results, the fruits of that action, well, they're influenced by a million things you can't control, so they don't actually belong to you. And if you can really, truly internalize that one idea, that's the key to freedom from so much anxiety. But what kind of person can actually live like this? I mean, it sounds almost superhuman, right? Well, the Gita doesn't just give us the principle, it gives us an ideal to aspire to, kind of like a blueprint for a mind that can handle pretty much anything. This is the sthita prajna, which literally means one with steady wisdom. Now, this person isn't emotionless, not at all. Instead, they've achieved such a deep level of inner balance that the chaos of the outside world, the wins, the losses, the praise, the criticism, none of it can knock them off course. And this isn't just some vague, mystical idea. Modern scholars have pointed out how the Gita describes this steady wisdom with really clear, observable characteristics that we can all understand. I mean, just look at these qualities: detachment from outcomes, emotional stability, control over your impulses like fear and anger, and having real clarity when you act. These aren't superpowers, they're skills. They're skills that we can actually develop to navigate our own modern challenges, from a high-pressure job to a tricky family situation with way more grace and, frankly, more effectiveness. Okay, so let's get super practical. How does this ancient wisdom actually help us with one of the biggest battles we face today? That crippling anxiety and the endless spiral of overthinking. Well, the Gita breaks down this whole psychological chain reaction, and it's brilliant. It starts with something small. We just dwell on something. Maybe it's a job promotion we really want. That builds attachment to a specific outcome. That attachment then fuels desire. And when that desire isn't met, we don't get the promotion, we get angry or frustrated. From there, our judgment gets all clouded, and we feel like we've just completely lost control of our minds. So you can really see the two paths laid out here. Tying our inner peace to results we can't control is a direct road to anxiety, burnout, and stress. But if we can shift our focus to the quality of our actions, just doing our absolute best in this moment, that leads to clarity, resilience, and a deep sense of peace, no matter what the outcome is. And this shift in focus does more than just bring you peace. It also builds a completely different kind of self-confidence, the kind that can't be shattered by one failure or what someone else says. This is a massive change in perspective. Think about it. Most of us build our self-esteem on really shaky ground, right? Our achievements, our job titles, what other people think of us. The Gita suggests we root our self-worth in something way deeper and more unshakable, the very core of our being, what it calls the eternal self. This is a part of you that's seen as constant, totally beyond temporary successes and failures. And to really hammer this point home, the Gita breaks down any action into 5 key factors that decide its outcome. There's the place of action, which is our body and our environment, the doer, which is our ego, the senses, our tools for seeing the world, the effort we put in, and finally, a factor that's totally beyond our control. You can call it divine will or fate or simply the laws of nature. Now think about those 5 things again. You only have full control over one of them, your effort. Realizing this is just incredibly freeing. Your confidence doesn't have to be tied to the final result anymore, because that result is influenced by 4 other things you can't control. Instead, your confidence can come from the sincerity and the quality of your effort. Simply asking yourself, did I do my best, becomes the real measure of success. All right, so this brings us to the final and maybe the most empowering piece of this ancient puzzle. And it's all about figuring out what action is yours to do in the first place. The Gita calls this swadharma. It means your own personal duty, your purpose. In a world that's obsessed with finding your passion, this is a different way of looking at it. It's about understanding the role that perfectly aligns with your natural talents and your true nature. It's about finding the work that is uniquely yours to do. And when you put these 2 huge ideas together, when you perform your unique duty, your swadharma, with that mindset of nishkama karma, without being attached to the results, something really amazing happens. Your work completely transforms. The daily grind, the pressure of your career, all of it can become a form of worship, a meaningful spiritual practice. And that perspective right there is the ultimate antidote to burnout. Because burnout is really a kind of soul fatigue, right? It's what happens when our work feels meaningless and just drains us. But when our work becomes a form of worship, it stops draining us and it starts fueling us. It becomes a source of energy and purpose and fulfillment. And really, that's the final question I want to leave with you. This isn't just ancient philosophy. It's a practical game plan for a more peaceful, purposeful, and powerful life. So just take a moment and think about it. On your own unique battlefield, what is the work that is yours to do? And can you do it as an act of worship?
In this moment of stillness, breathe deeply and connect with the eternal source of compassion that flows through all things. Subscribe Bhakti Unlimited and uncover the life-changing secrets of the Bhagavad Gita. Let Krishna's wisdom guide your journey.